Hello, my name is Brennan Burke, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about Amazon Web Services, or better known as AWS. Now, AWS is a cloud platform that provides a multitude of cloud services to create applications, manage application data, or even store data. This service is kind of a pay-by-you-go service, so basically this allows companies to shrink their overhead, especially startups, where they only pay for what services they use. They don't have to set up these complex storage closets. These They don't have to sign up to these data or these different like web service agreements and things like that. They can just use what they need to use and go on about their way. So as you can see in front of us, AWS includes about 25 different categories in which they offer services for. Some of these categories, as you see, are analytics, business applications, machine learning, quantum technologies, and even robotics. So in the analytics criteria, we have things such as Amazon Athena, Amazon Redshift, and Amazon QuickSight. Amazon Athena basically is just a query service that uses Amazon S3, better known as Amazon Simple Storage Service. And this is a storage service that stores object data from a given object inside of a database through a web interface. Amazon Athena is also a serverless service. So when a person goes to use Athena, they don't have to manage or build any middleware or anything like that. It is just simple execute queries, store the data in a bucket through an access point, easy as that. So in the business applications section, we have things such as Amazon Workmail or Amazon Chime, Amazon WorkDocs. These are all workplace oriented services that provide things such as, a secure way for people in the business to communicate, a secure business managed email, and other things like that that really just allow a business a redundant and secure place to complete workplace activities as far as scheduling and things like that. In the next section, we have AI and machine learning. So in the machine learning section, we have a host of services, and we all know that machine learning and AI have become the forefront of the computer technology field. And needless to say, Amazon or AWS has a plethora of services to offer. They offer things like Amazon Transcribe, Amazon Deep Learning AMIs, Amazon Lex, and these basically just they provide so much to the AI field. Now, their deep learning AMIs are one of the most interesting as it is a very intricate service that basically provides researchers with the ability and the tools that they need to work with deep learning in the cloud. Amazon uses something called its EC2 instances, which basically provides these individuals that are doing research with algorithms, frameworks, and models that they can basically use and capitalize on to further any research they're doing in the AI field. I found this very, very interesting that Amazon would offer something like this. So, along with this, we have something as cool as quantum technologies. Now, they only offer one service for quantum technologies, but it's still a very interesting service. So, like we saw in the machine learning services, Amazon Bracket is kind of like AWS's deep learning AMIs, to where Amazon Bracket is a computing service that basically provides the researchers in quantum technologies the environment to work on quantum algorithms and virtually test them in simulators. So, this gives them the ability to experiment and change things around interactively without having to rewrite every equation every single time. It's a very good service that I believe a lot of individuals in the research field do utilize. And lastly, but not least, the robotics section. So yes, AWS does have a service for robotics. It's called AWS Robomaker. So this basically, again, provides a secure and safe environment for people and businesses to deploy any kind of robotic application via the cloud that, it gives them an interactive place to work with these robotic applications to basically test before they're actually deployed to a robot. Makes sense, a lot less dangerous. Things tend to work a lot better once they've been tested. So I think it's awesome that AWS offers this service. So again, these are just four of the categories, and then you saw in some of these like machine learning where they offer almost 30 services in this one different section. So there's a millions of services that are offered within this application. But one we're going to look at today is Amazon Athena. So luckily I have access to this and I have a little experience with it. So let's get started with Amazon Athena here. We're going to load into our Amazon Athena console here. All right, so here's our Amazon Athena console. And like I mentioned when I was talking about Athena, we're going to load the AWS S3 console. Now here's our AWS S3 Management Console. So here in the Athena console, you'll notice we have a data source. Now this is basically, whatever data source you're pulling the data from. This is the database inside that data source. And so then inside of this database, you have some tables they give you. So this AWS data catalog is basically just a practice server. And then this database here is just a sample database. It's literally named sample DB that they provide for you to basically do practice queries on. That way, and if I remember correctly, this is actually free, guys. So you can do this free. You don't have to pay for these instances because you're using their resources. It's something that they provide you with to practice on. And so here you see we have in the tables of the EB logs, we have a list of things that we can query from. But before we query, there's some things we need to do. So we're going to hop over here to the S3 Management Console. So in S3 Management Console, you see these things over here called buckets, access points, and we don't really need to worry about these two. So we're going to look at buckets first. Now, what is a bucket? A bucket is basically a container to store any object data. You see here, I don't really have any object data, but basically you can store any data on an object inside of this bucket. For some reason with this, it also required that you have a bucket to run a query, so that's why I have them. And you'll notice here again, this one's empty also. So how do we connect this bucket to it from Athena to the S3 Management Console? What do we do that with? You probably guessed it, access points. So with access points, we have a couple that I've pre-created. And basically what this does is connect a bucket to the Athena queries. So we're gonna go back to buckets here and I'm gonna walk you through how to create a bucket. So you'll see up here in the top right hand corner, we have create bucket. So obviously we're gonna click on create bucket. You're gonna wanna label this a completely unique name. Doesn't like it contain any spaces or uppercase letters. So we're gonna name that a unique name. And then that's all you need to do here. You can just simply press create bucket. So once you've created your bucket, obviously you want to connect your bucket to your Athena query service. So you're going to click on your access points and we're going to create an access point. So in here, this one, you can name it whatever you want. Then you need to attach this to a bucket. So here you can browse what buckets you've already created, click on which one you want to use, and you can connect to it. Okay. And then now if you are doing this on your personal computer at home, you will want to select the internet option. If not, you'll need a VPC key, and I don't have one of those, so obviously I choose the internet option. Then down here at the bottom left-hand corner, you're just going to write or click Create Access Point. So once we've done that, we are all good and set to go to run our query. So let's go back to Athena, and I have a couple different queries set up here. So the first one you see, we're going to select the protocol string from the ELB_logs table. So we're going to run this query. And you'll see that the results are stored down here in the bottom. So you'll see here we have a bunch of HTTP protocols, and I mean, I believe it goes on forever and ever here. But that's basically how this works. And so let's go run another one. So let's select the ELB name from the ELB logs. Let's run that. All right, and see we get a bunch of ELB names. So let's see, let's write something up here. Let's select. Let's see, let's select the URL from. Let's run these two. Oh, we can only have one statement. Well, let's delete the top one then. And boom, we have, you see this is just these are examples that literally the URL is example. And you see that we just have a list of URLs. And so that's basically how Amazon Athena works. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this simple explanation of AWS from a high level standpoint and a little demo of Amazon Athena. You guys have a great day.